flying through the wind, rubber on the road, heading down that highway to my coat. 2 wheels and an engine is all I need. I'm running on caffeine and gasoline. I'm running on caffeine and gasoline. Better look both ways, don't you cross the line. You won't get ahead, boy, when you fall behind. I don't care where I'm going, know what I've seen. I'm running on caffeine and gasoline. I'm running on caffeine and gasoline.
Man, what a crazy practice. The first heat was kind of wild. Jimmy's bike is giving him some issues. So he was pushing it kind of hard, but he was a little squirrely. And I don't know if it was just the tires at the end of the season, if they're just worn out or what, but he felt like he was getting a little squirrely. I could see him on the side of me, just the back end was kind of shifting all over the place, and he was pushing it pretty hard.
So I just got done with my practice lap, and you know, of course, Crazy Gage is out there, and as soon as we take off, he pops a wheelie. I see him out of the corner of my eye. He's right next to me. He starts coming over next to me, and it's like, oh, come on, Gage. I know it's, you know, your first time on Mike Preer's bike. That TT500's got a lot of power, but Jesus. So they just had last call for the twins, which is Tyson, Jimmy, and Marty. Can't wait to see it. Mikey and I are going to head up to the holding at the north side of the track and see if we can see how it goes there. Both looking a little squirrely out there.
Yeah, I don't think the track's that good tonight.
Yeah.
It's pretty loose. Then they go again.
Oh shit, is that Marty?
Oh yeah, Marty's picking it up. That old man's got it. Well, looks like Jimmy just got around Marty right now, actually. Yep, there he goes.
Oh man, they're slipping pretty good out there.
Oh yeah, not good.
What happened? I don't know.
I don't see anybody now.
We can't see what's going on. Everything's stopped. We can't see the racers or any of the bikes, and everybody's just kind of waiting. We have not seen Tyson or Jimmy come around. I did see Marty come around into the pit, but I haven't seen anybody else.
Well, shit, I don't know. I'm gonna go take off and go see. I'll go catch it over there. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna head back over to the pits and see what's going on. Lots of people talking about a crash.
The ambulance just went by. We haven't seen Tyson or Jimmy. I have Josiah with me. He's a little bit freaked out because his dad was out on the track, so we're just waiting to see if everyone's all right.
Yeah, man, I don't know what happened. We were turning a lot of laps, and all of a sudden to my left, I just see Jimmy's bike do like a 180. I go around one more time, and out of turn 2, I see his bike on the ground. I see Jimmy on his back, and I don't even know what to think. So I finished out my lap. They call everybody off the track. Ambulance comes out. I'm just hoping he's okay. Like I said, this is the last race of the season. I don't want to see my buddy go down. I don't want to see Jimmy get hurt. I know Josiah is worried, so we're gonna go back over there and see if he's okay.
That particular race day started really well. Like any other weekend night race, really looking forward to going to the track, hanging out, having a good time. I know it was a larger event. I think there was even some money up for grabs that night, so we were expecting quite a bit more people than a regular season race, I think, because it was a memorial run of some sorts. So I remember walking through the pits, checking out all the bikes, seeing everything set up, super excited for it. This particular race was cool because they were letting the big twins on the big track. This was our first night on the big track. So we got a couple practice laps in. I think we ran practice and maybe one heat before the accident happened. But practice was good, the heat was good, and I did notice one particular spot between turns 1 and 2 that were a little rough, and the rear end was breaking loose right there a couple times going over it, but nothing wild, because I made a mental note every time I was coming around the track on that particular spot. I wasn't really in a spot to battle for first, but I was just trying to push myself for the sake of pushing myself, and I just went in like way too hot, and the rear end caught that dry spot and just went so far sideways I lost it. I hit a point of no return. The bike pretty much low-sided on its left side, and then it eventually caught and grabbed, and it stood up and flipped over the other way. And yeah, it was a pretty wild accident. Smashed up my helmet pretty good, tore up all my riding jacket. The bike, as you can tell, got beat up pretty well, but you know, the adrenaline's flowing. I didn't really know the extent of the damage to the bike or myself until I got back to the pits and had a look at the bike and myself.
One of the low points obviously last year was Jimmy's crash, which was scary, you know. That's definitely something we don't want to see, especially our friends or, you know, any of the other racers, because we're like a big family out there now. It does hit the point home though that what we do is inherently dangerous, and people can get hurt really easily. Things can take a turn quickly, and luckily nobody got seriously injured, but you know, Tyson and I are no spring chickens. So, you know, myself being 10 years even older than Tyson, it's a tricky thing for us out there to push ourselves and be competitive and yet be cautious of owning a business and having a family and being older and not wanting to get injured. So I think we do a pretty good job of being competitive and racing as much as we can without pushing it to the point of hurting ourselves.
Hey, Guy? We're out of coffee. We're out of coffee.
We're out of coffee. We've been busy, but how can we be out of coffee already? It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, because this is that's not my fault.
Probably time to start looking into a bigger roaster. Oh, see what we have in back.
All right.
Our tanks are empty, we're tired, man. We've been working pretty hard for the past year, especially after COVID, getting the coffee shop back up and running. Steve and I have been working 2 jobs. It's getting to be end of this season. We just finished off the race here. I think we need some air therapy. We need to get on the bikes and just go for a nice long ride. So I think I'm going to talk to Steve tomorrow and maybe head down south to Belen, get some of the old, you know, vintage carbureted kickstart kind of crew together, some of the old guys that we used to ride with. Maybe we'll meet up here at the coffee shop, head down south, Belen. Weather's good, it's not super hot. Just some air therapy and get our heads kind of cleared out. There's a cool little like farm to table kind of restaurant that I like out there. It's a beautiful ride this time of year, and I think we really just need to get away from the shop.
I'll make no mistake, they think I'm insane.
I actually found the frame in the bottom end out in the field in North Santa Fe, and then from there it was just kind of a labor of love. We started splitting the engine cases, rebuilt it, new bearings, new bushings. The original paint scheme was Olympic flame and silver. Decided not to go with that route, just to kind of make it my own. Everything else on it was made about 85 to 90% new old stock parts that I've sourced from all over, and really just brought it back to life. And yeah, now she runs like a top, and nothing like the sound of an old British parallel twin.
I won't bend, I won't break.
This is my 1972/74 Harley Davidson Sprint. It's a 350. As all of you Armaki folks know, is a 5-speed with a dry clutch and a 12-volt charging system. Harley Davidson 250 Rapido tank on here. Fabricated the battery box and the seat post. Switched the kickstand from the right to the left. It's really fun. It's really fun.
going on, man?
Hey.
You back flushing the machine?
Yeah, just finished. I'm just trying to clean it up right now.
Remember how the other day we were super slammed?
Yeah.
And it was busy. We almost ran out of coffee. I didn't know what we were gonna do. And remember Jeff from Bumper's Garage?
Yeah.
So probably, about a year and a half ago, I just kind of talking with him about the roaster I was using, that little handheld thing that we've been roasting coffee out of, 3 pounds at a time. He said that he had a big roaster, something called an Ambex, which roasts anywhere between like 14 to 15 pounds at a time. If he has it, I mean, we're gonna have to figure out how to get down to Texas and get this thing.
Well, let's give him a call and see if he even still has it.
Okay. Let's give him a call.
You got his number?
Yeah, I'll send him a message now.
All right. Well, let's FaceTime him.
Hello.
Hey, dude.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, what's going on?
You know, buddy, just drinking coffee, working on bikes, enjoying the good life.
Nice.
You got a bunch of projects back there. You got bicycles and stuff like that.
Too much stuff. Yeah, you know, bike parts, flatheads, cars, trucks.
Oh, nice.
Too much stuff to do.
So I met Jeff. He was just starting a book, a children's book that I thought was really cool called Bumper's Garage. It's a little cartoon book about a young kid that meets this guy named Bumper who teaches him how to wrench. He had told me that he had a bunch of old bikes and BMWs and stuff like that he was trying to sell, and I asked him why. And he said he was just downsizing. He said he also had a coffee roaster that he was looking at selling. I was telling Steve also about that cool roaster that you showed me that one time. So about that guy?
Yeah, the Ambex.
Yeah, the Ambex, man.
Yeah, I do have that stuff.
It's kind of why we're calling, dude.
Yeah.
A little bit of a situation. So the 2.5 pound roaster that Tyson and Jimmy had bought in the early days when they first opened the coffee shop. It's a tough thing to do that much coffee on that little roaster. It's 2 pounds at a time. It's taken us all day just to get 15 pounds of coffee.
We're in a dilemma because we're actually selling more coffee, roasted coffee, and drip coffee than we can actually roast at this point. And I hope we can get this for a good price, because if he's willing to sell it to us, we're going to bet the farm one more time and try and get this roaster up our production. I think if we could, you know, come to a good agreement here, then we'd be happy to take that off your hands. I know you're trying to unload some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably come up with something.
What are you thinking, man? Don't kill us on this, but what are you thinking?
$1 million.
That's what everybody says.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You got to keep in mind, we're a small coffee shop.
We actually got a pretty good deal on that, so
Did you?
about $5,000 ought to get it covered for me.
You think 5,000 would do it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. The next dilemma that we have is it's a big roaster, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go down and pick it up anytime soon. We're both working at the shop.
Yeah.
Pretty much 7 days a week. Are you planning on coming down to Albuquerque anytime soon?
Well, it's always a good trip over to Albuquerque. So let's have something cool going on.
I'm actually going to be going to Austin in a few weeks, so maybe I can swing back through. You're south of Lubbock, right?
La Mesa?
La Mesa, that's right. Maybe on the way back I can stop, take a look at it, and kind of just, you know, get dimensions on it and stuff, and you can kind of walk me through a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sound like a plan, man?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Okay, well, sounds like we got a deal, right? So I'll hit you up in a few weeks and let you know when we're coming through. I'll stop by if it's okay and take a look, and then maybe we can work out some way to get it up here after that.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, man.
Jeff, appreciate it, buddy. Yep.
Bye.
Just got a call from Tyson, and he's got something he wants me to see over at the shop. I'm not sure what it is. I got a feeling it might have something to do with the new roaster that we're getting. I don't know if he got some parts for it or if he found some information or whatever, but I'm gonna run over there now and kind of see what's going on. I hope it's not a bike. That's all I got to say. What's up? You get the roaster?
Not quite the roaster, just as cool. Remember how you said you had so much fun on the last build that we did?
I don't remember saying that.
You don't remember it being fun?
No.
So I have an idea for our next charity raffle bike.
Flying through the wind, rubber on the road, heading down that highway to my code. 2 wheels and an engine is all I need. I'm running on caffeine and gasoline. I'm running on caffeine and gasoline. Better look both ways, don't you cross the line. You won't get ahead, boy, when you fall behind. I don't care where I'm going, know what I've seen. I'm running on caffeine and gasoline. I'm running on caffeine and gasoline.